Zagadat.
I would have never imagined that so much came from this.
Recently collaborated with Michael
Brun.
And then I was so happy to see you guys collaborated with the song that's gonna be used for World Cup.
Yeah. Haiti's always been, the perception is always been bad. He wants to change, the Haiti perception too. Like I want to change my Colombian and Latin perception in the world.
To get to connect with people and to see the effects that music or an experience like a show, because I know that I'm doing this not just for myself or for my family, but I'm like literally trying to lift up my entire country. This is Michael Brun. I'm a music producer and DJ from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and this is my hustle. Right now, I'm working on a bunch of new projects. Back in the studio after finishing my BAYO tour. This is the biggest tour that I've done in my entire life. Played 10 cities in the US, and now going to Europe at the end of the year. So I'm just getting like a bunch of good new music ready for that. Whenever I come back in New York, I feel like I just have to put all my ideas on. In the beginning, it was just so much work when I started doing music because I was living and breathing it in a way where every single thing I did was new. Figuring out all these different aspects of my career pretty much worked until I fell asleep and then woke up and did it again the next day for years. Eventually, I got signed by two different really big artists at the time, Hardwell and Dirty South, on their labels, and that was like the beginning of a whole bunch of other stuff. So I ended up working with like Calvin Harris and Siesto and Steve Angelo and a lot more people. It was incredible. I got to play festivals. I played Ultra Music Festival, I played Coachella, played EDC, played around the world. And I learned a lot about being an artist throughout that like period between I guess like 16 to early 20s. But then as I like grew up as an artist, I realized that I loved Haitian music and Haitian culture as well. So I felt like incorporating Haitian culture, Haitian sounds with what I had learned making electronic music was a really great way to do that. And I didn't want to just like throw something together. So I took my time and like did research and looked at what other artists had done from Haiti and internationally. When I felt that I understood it well enough, that's when I started putting the two together and transitioned into what I'm doing now. I'm here in New Orleans, gonna be playing tonight at a very special show called Tipati. It's a fundraiser for the Crew du Carnaval, which is an organization that Arcade Fire and a bunch of other amazing artists work with. And we're now at the Preservation Hall in the French Quarter, looking at some amazing Haitian art all around. This is the Beauté Bliée exhibit. So getting some inspiration, some good vibes, and then gonna play tonight. Can't wait. Working on Local, my debut album, was the first like focused Haitian music project that I had done so far. And that to me was like years of work. That was collaborating with a lot of different artists from Haiti across the board, so many different genres, and then merging that with different artists that I worked with internationally. So Major Lazer, Mr. Easy, Adekunle Gold, who are both from Nigeria, Guilty Beats, producer from Ghana, Win and Regine from Arcade Fire, putting all of that together with classics and creating something that nobody's heard before. I tried as much as possible, from the music videos to the artwork to the music to every single aspect of this, for it to be made in Haiti. If you've never heard anything about Haiti or you've never seen anything about Haiti, that project can serve as like a guide into the culture. Another huge moment that happened pretty recently was I did the World Cup song with Balvin. That was a dream of mine that I didn't even think would ever be possible. Like getting to do that and then going on tour with him, playing across the US and like all these stadiums, and then doing my own personal tour as well. I feel like those kind of big festival moments or those big song moments, those are all a combination of many years of work. There are a lot of challenges, I think, when you're working as an artist independently. Creating opportunities for touring, for example. BAYO is a completely different concept from anything that most venues would normally book. So I had to work on that from the ground up and be like, hey, this is what the show is about. This is what the sound of the show is. This is what it looks like. And then convince these venues to like, hey, you know, book us. It's gonna do well. It took me doing a lot of shows that didn't do well to get to the point where it's like, oh, this is what people would enjoy seeing. But when you go from like a 40-person show to like 2,500 people over 2-3 years, you see the work that it takes to do that. And it takes a lot of mistakes and it takes a lot of things not going well for you to realize I need to adjust until I get to the point where it's working correctly. And taking risks is part of this. Like you have to have faith in yourself and not be afraid to fail. Because as soon as you're not afraid to fail and you have the mindset that you're gonna figure out what success comes from, you'll find it. One of my favorite quotes is, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. In the example of like getting to work with Balvin, I had nobody in common with Balvin before we met, but just having the thought that it was possible and then figuring out like how do we make that work and it happening is like building a door. Above even making music is I want to be known as an artist that built bridges from Haiti to the rest of the world, but also across all these different cultures and sounds that I've worked with as well. I've found that the more I'm working with people around the world, the more I realize like how similar people are, not how different they are. It's hopeful, and I think it's needed. Music can be a source of strength and healing, and it's helped a lot that people actually are open to new things. They want to hear new things and see new things. Hey guys, this is Michael Brun. Thank you so much for watching My Hustle. Make sure to subscribe at The Whistle and follow me at Michael Brun.